morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Hopefully everyone had a winning night yesterday. Team Steam did, I know, that's for sure.
Back to the winning ways for Team Steam. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for joining us in the chat. Yeah, we're back. We went 9-5 on the show yesterday. Feels like a mediocre day. The way we've been going, Mindy. Oh, hello.
Hey. I got it.
Playback.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone in the chat for some great picks yesterday. As we had a 9-5 day, and you had a winning day as well. Great job, Mindy. Good day of sports action yesterday, especially in NHL, college basketball, and pro basketball. We can go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see what's going on. I just want to say hello to everybody filing in the chat. Nice to see everyone today on Wednesday. Hey, don't forget. So right now you see there, Mindy, you might have to copy and paste. There's also a link in the description, but we're going to try to fire up the Discord there, and you'll need the invite's there. You click on it. I think we have to approve you, but after the first day or two, I think we'll get it going, and that's where Mindy's requesting, or we're both requesting, if you've got picks, maybe there's a little bit of a deadline, Mindy, because we like to make sure we know the night before, but maybe by, do you have a time? We can type in a time there too, but if you have requests to get a game the next day, for example, if you want us to preview a certain game on Thursday, try to get in there by about maybe 6 or 7 Eastern time, maybe even a little later is okay, and then put your request in there, and that way we can include it and be well prepared for it. And we have our notes, everything. That's why we're able to do the previews on the fly, but maybe a little bit stronger handicap if we know that that's the game we're previewing too. We could, because we put a few extra notes and everything to make a good show, but want to get in there, and then we'll have more information throughout the day. I'll just have it on in there while I watch all the games and try to give updates, Steam, injuries, and whatnot. We'll have a big time conversation in there, so we don't have to just meet here in the chat. We just hang out all the time, and that's what I need. So hello to everyone coming in. So hopefully it's a good idea. We'll see. If it doesn't, we won't do it, but seems like it'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think so.
And let's say hello to everyone coming in. Kevin's proud of him being first every day. Here's Curtis. Thurman's here early today. Good to see him. TJ's in the house. Here's Latifa. Jeffrey's already ready for this week's game. Neil Boy's here today. He's here all the time, but we just don't hear from him as much. Angel Reyes. Good to see everybody. All right. We can go over to Tony'sPicks.com where our premium plays are, Mindy. We got to promote the website a little bit. Angel says Bucks cashed, Clippers failed. We had the Sixers on the show yesterday, Mindy, and that was kind of before the news about Paul George being in. So we'll see, because tonight the Clippers might be a rest day for Kawhi. So we'll see. We'll have the updates coming up, but hello.
Latifa got into Discord. I'm getting messages. All right. That's awesome.
Okay. Yep. We'll approve everybody. I mean, we're not going to be in there right now, but we'll be rolling along. We might give Latifa, I don't know. She's a busy lady. She's got a job. She's here all the, we might give her some responsibilities or something in there. I don't know. We might need some help. Tuan Lee's here today. And yep, Neil, we get it, but we're glad you stopped it, at least said hello, so we know you're there.
Yeah.
And oh man, C-Spill, at least put in a little bit of a round robin for me, and that way you can we can cash something. 10-team power. I mean, you don't want to. If you get down to you ever hit 9, don't forget. I mean, to hedge a little bit, make sure you cash that money. I don't like to hear that. Oh,
Right.
TJ, it's right at the top. The Discord info. It's right at the top. It's also in the description below, and we'll try to do it every show. And you might have to copy and paste. I don't know if it works in the YouTube, Mindy. I don't know if you got it in there when I put that
Yeah, I
link.
haven't tried yet.
Okay, I don't know if it is accessible in the YouTube, but we'll see. It might just be there. You might have to like do a little with your cursor, and yeah, I don't know with the phone if it'll do it. But Latifah's first, other than me and Mindy and I and Tony. So, all right.
Yeah, I don't see it in the description because I got the consensus picks, premium picks.
Okay, maybe I didn't update it yet.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
just put it in there at the end. I'll have to do it tomorrow. We're
Okay.
just getting started, so. All right, look at Tony'sPicks.com. Check out what happened yesterday, and there you see Paul. Nick Lagaretto's on top, 9-3 yesterday for Nick. He's back and clicking, plus 557 units. Mindy, 7-2 yesterday. Great job on your personal premium picks. You had Portland and Denver under. A great call there. Denver did the job. You had winners also. Florida State, Notre Dame over yesterday. You had Iowa State yesterday. You had Air Force. Great picks. You had Anaheim and Philadelphia over. You had Columbus and Nashville under. Great day with your premium plays. And there's the morning steam, 9-5 yesterday. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Mindy, we had the 76ers. I feel bad now.
I know.
He was just saying, I guess, hey, Butterscotch is here. Here's Ron Hahn here. Neil had his parlays in there. Twan says Clippers are pathetic to watch. Yeah, they actually came all the way back and, battled there early in the third and then just faded in the end. They had trouble shooting the three. So, consensus winners, though, we had Philly yesterday, Mindy. We also had Florida State. You pretty much crushed that game. We had Florida State between us, and you had the over. So, also premium consensus winners in college basketball. We had Belmont.
Hooray!
Yesterday. We had Baylor straight up. They crushed.
They did.
And Team Steam winners also, we had Seattle and Edmonton over.
Oh, way over.
Doubles 03 Chicago. He's always in here, he says. Can't always check it out, but thanks a lot. Great to see you today. Those are the ones that I like, kind of, when they don't get a chance, but they had take the time to at least say, I'm here, but can't really chat all the time. Just want to let you know we're out here. We out here. Rodney Barton here. Blake is here. 3 dozen are in. I guess we better get to the show. Man, you guys are so cool. Doubles. Okay, great.
Yep. Forklift. That sounds dangerous.
We'll see what, Yeah. I got some of those fancy earbuds too.
I don't. I'm like behind the times. I need to catch up.
TJ, ready to hit the casino after work? Where are you at, TJ? What state are you in? Love it. I've been here in Vegas now for a couple of months, and haven't really been out to the sports book. Got my own sports book right here. I don't really need to go anywhere.
Right.
But maybe I'll make an appearance or something. So, Mindy, Seattle and Edmonton over yesterday was a winner. Winnipeg, Montreal under, consensus winner. We had Toronto. It wasn't easy.
Right? It was easy once we got to overtime. What was it like?
Biloxi,
maybe a minute.
Biloxi. You're thinking Biloxi. You're thinking, really, before gambling broke out all over the place, you really had 3 places, right? You had Las Vegas, you had Atlantic City, and you had Biloxi, Mississippi. That was pretty much it. Now it's out of control. Okay, so great job. Take a look at that. If I can, just a Sean also winning day. Collins and Pravi also coming in. Still a profitable day. You get your money's worth with Pravi. And Mindy, over the last 7 days at Tony's Picks, look at Team Steam. These are based on $100 unit to win 100, or if it's an underdog, it's 100 to win whatever.
Yep.
57 and 32 over the last 7 days. 20 games over 500. I hope everyone is cashing in. I should be cashing in a little better. Maybe I'm relying on my own plays too much. But look at that, Mindy. That's strong. Plus 2,200 units. You might be betting 100 a game, and you're up 2,200 with the show picks. I hope you guys are. I hope. That's why everyone's coming into the chat. That's what I feel like. I don't know if we're that entertaining. We just have winners.
Right.
And
we try to be entertaining.
If you're betting more than 100, well, thank you so much. So, hey, do us a solid. If you missed the show, maybe you could subscribe to the picks. That way you make sure you get them. You go over to Tony's Picks, you click on the All Cappers tab, and you'll find the Morning Steam. So, if you missed the show and these picks are doing well, do us a solid. Subscribe to the picks. Mindy and I appreciate it. We benefit from that in your purchases because we kind of do this for free and hope that you guys will pick up the premium pick packages. And Mindy's up 1,200 over the last 7 days as well. If you're rolling with Mindy and I and Mindy, that's 66% Mindy. You're up almost $3,500 over the week. Wow. So Tiffany, Brandon, Tony, all showing good profit for the week, for the month. Nobody's going to catch Pravi Sambamurti right now, but we're trying. Over the last 30 days. Over the last 30 days, we're up 2,700, which pales in comparison to our last 7 days, but still pretty strong. Anybody will take that any day of the week. Mindy, you're still hot there in that department. 1,500 units. Tiffany, also good profit. And for 2023, Team Steam, you guys in the chat, Mindy, we're on top. We're on top, baby. Almost 3,000 units since the start, 17 days. So don't quit your jobs, but treat yourself. Treat yourself during the football games this week. Tiffany, hats off to Tiffany also. 2,600 units so far.
I know. I keep trying to get her on this show. She's like, oh, maybe I will for the Super Bowl. I'm like, whatever. You can do it.
Well, that's something I'm thinking about. Once we get everyone in the chat, we might do something where, we can hang out a little bit on screen. It won't be something that's not published necessarily on. And I don't know, Mindy will probably be at some party, but I'll just be by myself. So if you want to join me.
Ron's talking about, Ben, Ruhala. But I know that Ramon, I think it still might be in the works that Ramon's trying to do like a late night show as well, to where we could get, some of the other handicappers that maybe have, some sort of day jobs or something lame like that maybe they can get on the show later in the evening. So I think that's something that we might work on. Not everyone can be here at 8 o'clock in the morning as guests like you guys.
Yeah. And Ben does a great job with his videos. Certainly, one of the few left-hand guitarists, bringing the fire. There's Twan. Thanks a lot. Great comment. Thank you so much. And all right, I think we can get rolling. Rodney says he'll join us for baseball.
Nice.
Can't wait. Hey.
It's just coming up so fast.
January 18th. They're packing their bags, ready to head to Arizona and Florida. But we still got all right. So good days over there. Like I said, click on the All Cappers tab. You'll find the handicappers over there at Tony's Picks. They're all kind of in a order here. We're on top. Mindy's on top. That's great. Great job, Mindy. And you click on the cap. So like I said, you click on Morning Steam. You're not going to make the show. You don't want to go back and look at YouTube. Maybe it's a little bit, 3 days, $99 a week, $179. But if we're making up, a couple grand a week,
Yeah.
help us out. Grab those picks. We want you to get the picks if you can't catch the show every day. And we thank you for doing it too. We get sales every day on these, and I never thought that would happen. But it's quite possible. Also, you guys are getting the picks for free already. It's quite possible that people are just seeing that we're putting together a winning record. You, Mindy, me, and the chat, and so they pick up a subscription. So, but we're not sharing that money with you guys. You guys just make your own money with the bets. All right. Okay.
Steve Mitchell is here. Said he's a new one. Loves the show. Awesome.
We got a new
Thanks
one?
for your support. Yeah.
D. Mitch. All right. We've been here. D. Mitch, we've been here for like 5 months now. Yeah. Get ready for the game tonight. Yeah. So, we've been, Mindy, 5 months or something like that doing the show. And, we're getting up there. Let's go. We got over 50 right now. There's no reason. We've done all the promoting we can do. I mean, just look at the handicapper leaderboards.
And I see you guys are getting into Discord. That's awesome. It's going to be so fun. I love it because I have the notifications just flying up here. Just going.
Oh, really? They're already
lining up.
So it is working. I think I might be the one, or I think maybe the GM or Tony also could approve you. There's no activity yet, but I imagine there'll be, and there's only 2 channels right now. We got one that just says Tony's Picks, one that says Morning's Team. As we get going, we might add more channels, maybe each sport or the request, maybe a channel just to request the games. You can make a lot of categories there, and I hope everyone thinks that the Discord is the best way to go about building a community. We thought about, a Facebook group or, what's the Twitter one? The message. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go. Let's keep going with the free picks rundown.
So is that, I don't know. Does Discord have an app for your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like you can get an app on your phone for the Discord. I haven't tried it yet. So I was just on my laptop.
All right. The over-under is 10.
And then what is Ron saying? Only 5? Really? 5? That's it?
Yeah. It should be fair before he sets the over-under. I mean, we know that we're always going to preview the big, most of the games. There's no NFL to preview in advance. We're not going to do any of those today. But so with 9 NBA, 5 NHL, and there will be 6 college basketball planned. You guys might change it up on us, but you figure 9, 14, 20 games. So, like I said, Mindy, technically, I would think the over-under would be 7.5. So, because I'm thinking, remember what we said? So it'd be like, yeah, we'll see. Okay. So, okay, we'll get you going, TJ. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you can DM me if you want in my Twitter. Let me pop that. Maybe I could pop that up here as well on my private Twitter because I can't respond to the Tony's Picks Twitter. That's a in-house account. So let me at least put up our Mindy, our Twitters there, and maybe we can help anybody that wants to. So you can contact me at Ramon Scott Media. My DMs are open, and I'll help you with that. Great comments, man. I'm going to keep up with you guys here. That's awesome. So, but Blake says 10. I think that is possible.
It's possible. We've done it before.
Nathan's here today. He'll be firing. Nathan, you should have money in the bank. Yeah, to the tank. From how we've been doing. So no fun at 7.5. So, but it seems like we go over every day. So we should be a bookmaker and kind of bump it up a little bit.
That's what he did. A lot of it. 10.
Ron just doesn't like over-unders, and I'm all about the over-under. But, I think we go kind of, because maybe sometimes we have one of the, okay, let's roll. 60 already. And I can't even keep up with you guys. So let's bring up the free picks rapid fire and get started. Starting the NBA, these lines are about 2 hours old that you'll see on screen, and then I will update it with the current lines so that you can see how much the lines have moved with the early action. Remember, when you're talking about early action, you're usually talking about lower limits but sharper plays. From
Right.
as lines makers are making adjustments. Yeah, there was big movement at the end sometimes, but that's when all the information is out there and you're getting all the public action. So, all right, Nathan. Okay, I got you. Don't pray. Yeah, I get it. We all got bills. We all got to get paid. All right, Carl's here as well. Mindy, I just want to say hello to everyone. Make sure we get them in. Oh no, Batman, I'm right behind you, brother. Okay. Let's start it, Mindy, off in the NBA and take a look and see what kind of line movement has occurred here. And we'll start with Atlanta and Dallas. Now, there's been movement already. Dallas, a 2.5-point favorite. There has been steam early on with this matchup already, Mindy. I think both side and total. Yes, they steamed. They actually ended up steaming Atlanta at +3, but now, so you see how this one's
Yeah.
gone. I mean, it
Right in
opened
the middle.
1.5, went all the way up to 3, but the reported steam came in on Atlanta. I mean, we know Dallas is a terrible point spread team, and the total has really gotten slammed. It's up to 234.5.
Yeah, I kind of like the Mavericks though today at home. I mean, I realize, that there's been, some issues here with injuries. Mavericks though still scoring decent, whether or not, Luca's in there, I guess. But 120 points a game over the last three. Hawks, they've been kind of an interesting team as they've gone here as well, averaging 116. Mavericks are 7-0 though against the spread in the last 7, following a big long road trip. So if they've been on a road trip 7 days or more, they come home and cover on the cover from that road trip. I'm going to take the Mavs here today, especially when they're getting down to almost about a pick 'em.
Okay, Mindy will be on the Mavs. It's real tough to back the Mavs. That's the problem because of their poor spread record. Atlanta's not a great spread team either. And yeah, Ron says he might be, but yeah, Luka is probable. And I think when you see a probable tag at this time, you can expect him to be in there. Batman is on Dallas money line with you. He doesn't want to necessarily lay a couple of points. Maybe it's a close game. Panger Life, good to see you. Where you been? Hopefully you've been here. And so Ron going to be Dallas as well. But man, Dallas just such a poor spread team. 3-7 over the last 10, 12 and 20 against the spread as a favorite. And I don't know, Scotch. I think the line might already be reflected of his participation. I mean, Atlanta's just getting certainly some public attention, but Dallas did open, as high as 4. The sendout was 4.5. We're seeing 2s pretty much across the board now. So when I put up there 2.5, and really it's probably 2 actually at this point. So that is interesting. I don't know. I don't think they can upgrade him anymore. Probable sounds pretty solid. So Nathan may be on Dallas here as well. I mean, I don't know. I was favoring Atlanta, but for me, I've got a strong play on the over in this one. I'm not going to go against you. So this is a freemium for me. Carl says his book does have it at 2.5. Yeah, I'm showing a 2.5 at some offshore books as well. The one that we kind of pay attention to, two books in particular have 2. One has 2 and one has 2.5. So I'm going to go over, Mindy, in this one. This was probably going to be a premium for me, but the thing is, I've missed out on a lot of value too. I mean,
231.
234.5 for sure. So I'm going to go over with my pick for the show. Mindy will be on Dallas today. So, one of each.
Yep.
Wizards and Knicks. The Knicks are 6.5, and the total here, another one that's kind of risen on some steam here at 223 now. They steamed it up back at 221.5, and I think it opened as low as opened generally at 221.5, but the send out was 220.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was looking, is to the over here in this one. The Wizards give up just a ton of points, 127 here in their last one. While the Knicks gave up 123. Knicks scoring here 116, maybe down just a little bit, but they're on home. They play a little bit better there. Over 5-1-1. The Wizards last 7 versus a team with a winning record here as well. Knicks to the over in their last 8 home games here versus a team with a losing record. We'll take the over.
I always like those trends like that. And Carl says 222. Yeah, Carl, I just haven't updated it actually. I'm usually pretty fast, usually a little bit faster on that. But I was logging on to another computer over here. So, yeah, I'm showing as high as 223 right now, actually. So, yeah, we're not getting the best of it, Mindy, but I'm willing to roll with you on this one with the over back. I'll chase the steam. I'll chase it with you. We'll take the over in this one. Maybe not the best of value, but I don't know. If Mindy's on it, I'm on it. That was already a pick that I did like. I don't know if it was going to qualify for a premium necessarily because this one was on the move kind of early. But, Washington 6-3-1 to the over last 10. Knicks 14-9 to the over at home to 13-9 to the over as a favorite. So let's go over in this one with the Wizards and the Knicks. Thought maybe you were going Knicks there in the beginning, talking about how well they've, played at home. They don't cover spreads at home. They win games, but they don't cover. That's one of the problems I have. Maybe I'll be on the Knicks here, but for all their they're 13-9 as a favorite against the spread, but 8-13 at home against the spread.
Yeah, crazy.
That is tough, right? So like when they're favored on the road a little bit against bad teams, that's what it says. When they're favored on the road against bad teams, they'll cover. When they're at home, maybe they're a little overvalued and they don't cover. So that's really weird. And the Knicks definitely cover more than the Wizards do for sure. So, okay, let's go on the total because the side seems kind of weird. And what did we have here from the chat in this one?
Yeah, they're like, if Beal's out and Knickerbocker's. A lot of Knicks.
Knickerbocker, please. Wow. Yeah, Beal questionable still with that hamstring. I mean, that's a tough injury. We know that. So I'd have to say right now, pretty questionable. So Jeffrey Linton looks like he'll be on the Knicks. Butterscotch says the Knicks beat the Wizards just 5 days ago in that head-to-head matchup, 112-108. So he's going to take New York at home. Betman says Knicks easy. C-Spill says Knicks easy. Betman has a 2-teamer. And looks like Carl Anderson will take him on the money line. Okay. So it looks like a lot of support for the Knicks, Mindy. I don't mind that. It bothers me. It's not. I'm probably not going to make my card because, like I said, they just don't seem to cover many numbers.
Yeah, I'm like right on that number. Okay. I have it like at a 6.65. So it's like almost as right on as you could be.
All right. Well, don't forget to take a look at Tony T's videos as well. See who he's on in this game. Hornets and Rockets, and the Hornets are up to a 2-point favorite on the road. They look to be a little bit of a popular play today so far. This total is down to 236.5 on some widely reported steam that came in at 238.5. So this one's kind of dropping big time.
Yeah, this one is quite interesting here between the Hornets and Rockets. Rockets putting up 110 a game. Hornets 112 right now. Rockets ranked 30th at 40% from the field. Hornets are ranked 28th at 45%, under 22-8 in the last 30 meetings between these two teams, and 15-6 in Houston. I'm going to go under, even though I've already missed about 3 points there on this one here, but like the under.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a big number. So, I mean, at least, the fact that it's moving under, it's not like it's a 2-20 or something.
Yeah.
That used to be an outrageous score. I can remember like watching playoff games between the Bulls and the Knicks, and the total be like 179. And that was like it was like 186. Be like, wow, it's going to be a high scoring game. That was like in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, Scotch is still saying, Hornets don't play any defense in the fourth quarter.
Right, but when you're playing the Rockets, I mean, right? Who's going to give it away more? So Butterscotch wants the over all day. I'm not going to be on with Mindy, I'm afraid, in this one. We probably should, you guys. We shouldn't even doubt. Ron Hahn. Oh, he was back on that last game. Sorry, I missed your play there, Ron. It's still in the chat there. Jeffrey says maybe Rockets due to go under is what he says. I mean, you look at Rockets do trend a little bit under. They're kind of even when it comes to the numbers there. Butterscotch says no defensa. This team came in on the under, but man, I don't know. I'm going to end up on Charlotte here. I mean, they're one of the best spread teams on the road this season. They are 13-10. Not one of the best, but they're profitable on the road. These two teams can't get out of each other's way when it comes to covering the spread right now. Houston has covered just 1 out of their last 10 games. Charlotte has covered just 3 out of their last 10 games, but I kind of like Charlotte here on the road. Houston looks like they're in a bad way right now. Wow, Ron says he likes it a track meet in this game.
Right. I wrote it down, Ron. I wrote it down just so I can remember who said that later.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know, Ron. I might end up with a premium because of you now at 250 points. I mean, I probably like the over, but I'm going to give out Charlotte here -2, and Mindy is on the under 236.5. All right. Heat and Pelicans. The Heat are a favorite on the road here at -3. The total 219. Oh man, this is going to be a low scoring. Reported steam did come in on the under. The Sharps banged it down from 220.5 to this number that you see here of 219.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to hedge that the Pelicans are going to score at least 106 in this game. I mean, they haven't even been able to hit 100, right? But I still have this game going over. Pelicans still rank 6th in scoring. I know that we have, some issues, and that worries me here a little bit. But the over is, still 8-3 on their last 11 games here, playing on 1 day's rest. I'm going to go over the total here. I think they can make it.
All right. Mindy, you'll be on the over with the Heat and the Pelicans. When you think of Heat, you might think under, but man, the Pelicans at home, what can you say about these Pelicans? Even without Zion, without Ingram, they continue to be impressive every time, don't they? Now that is, 46 points you're missing out of the lineup. Certainly Kyle Lowry questionable for the Heat. But I don't know, when I see a total already starting to head down. So C-Spill says Udonis Haslem day-to-day currently. I thought I did see his status was probable for today with that Achilles injury. So I do expect him in there in this game today. Caleb Martin also as well. Ron's on the Pelicans. Butterscotch is on the Pelicans. You guys all like the Pelicans. I like the Pelicans. Ron's going to be on the under in this one going against you. Mindy's on an island, and Mindy is up like $2,500 this year, you guys. So go ahead and fade her. Take your chances at your own risk. Yeah, and Juan, it's been nice. It's been nice to see with the Pelicans, and I like him in this. I mean, I like him on the money line. Don't you guys?
Yeah.
I'm on the Pelicans. Mindy's on the over in this one. Cavs and Grizzlies here. Grizzlies, another team. We talked, Tony and I. We talked about on the afternoon show yesterday. Mindy, think about these three teams that really have been kind of also rans for a number of years. I'm even throwing the Thunder in there because once they got rid of the big three, and remember, they were a big disappointment when they had the trio of KD, Harden, and Westbrook. They were a huge disappointment. But when you look at Memphis, you look at Oklahoma City, you look at New Orleans. Nobody was putting these guys on top of the board, and they're going to end up hosting some of the series against some of those good teams in the West that are, looking to squeak into the playoffs. Teams like Golden State, Clippers, Lakers, if they get in fighting for those playoffs, they probably should. And they're going to have to go face the home courts of these upstart young teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one is going to be pretty amazing, this game. I think it's like is it going to be their only time that they play this season, or is it going to be just
the arena? They'll play
first time they play, okay, in the arena, okay. But yeah, I mean, geez, I just think this one's going to be lights out. Like, you got this Cavaliers defense and this Grizzlies team that's been putting up a ton of points. Grizzlies 3-1 here against the spread versus the Cavaliers over the last couple seasons. Grizzlies winning 10 in a row now, scoring in the high 125s over those last 10 games as well. I think I'm going to take the Grizzlies here to win and cover. They're 8-2 in their last, 10 versus teams with winning records here as well. I'm going to take Grizzlies today.
Blake is with you on the Grizzlies here, Mindy. He likes the Grizzlies as well. Mindy, you got a hey, nice to see DD in the chat. Got a question about one of the pets, Mindy. Mindy's got several dogs.
Yeah. Well, the smallest one is a Yorkie Poo. That's the one that you see most of the time with me. She wants to be on my lap full time. And then I have an Affenpinscher. Her name is Nikki. She's the medium size, and she usually hangs out not in this room. And then I have a large golden doodle. Name is Juno from Juneau, Alaska. But she's also more white than golden. And she usually hangs out in here too, but she's like real big for me to try to get her on camera. Then I got 3 cats. A black domestic house cat, a tuxedo cat, and then a snowshoe.
I moved in with a couple of dogs recently when I moved to Vegas. Okay. Mitchell is out, says Ron Hahn. That's a big deal for him. And I'm showing, the status of Donovan. Yeah, he's out. He's here in the chat. You can't play if you're in the chat. He's doubtful with a groin injury. It does not look like he's going to play at all. There's no doubt about it. So C-Spill says he might play. I think doubtful is a pretty serious tag. I think if it was questionable, you got to take these tags seriously. These are team-issued status, so I do not think he will, though. So I'm on with Mindy here. I'm on with Jeffrey Linton. I'm on with Betman. We're all on the Grizzlies. Here we go. Premium consensus.
Consensus play number 2.
Winning days 14 out of 17 days this month with premium consensus. Thanks to you guys in the chat, not just Mindy and I. So Batman's got his par here.
Right. Got to make up for yesterday.
His upstart Western Conference young team parlay. We're on the Grizzlies here. Got to lay some points here, Mindy. No bargain for sure. I mean, it opened lower. Steam came in on this one, I believe. Let me see. Pacers, Thunder. No move to report in that game. So, also, Batman with another par. Take a look. Screenshot it. All right. We're on that one. Here's another one of our young upstart teams. The Thunder, they're -4, 239.5.
Oh, what to do, Ramon? I mean, the Pacers here, they're 3-1 versus the Thunders. Over the last 3 years, Thunder putting up, 117 points a game. Pacers about 115, 10th in scoring in the NBA. I think I'm going to go, Pacers. They're 12-3 against the spread their last 15 versus a team with a straight up record. So yeah, I'm going to take the Pacers. I kind of feel bad because I feel like we are on the Thunder a lot.
We are on the Thunder a lot. The Thunder is making us a lot of money. Now, granted, when we take the Thunder, a lot of times it's been as a road dog. So Betman does like OKC again here. Ron Hahn, though, says Pacers for sure. Remember, we've got one of their key players, certainly with Halliburton. His out indefinitely right now. It doesn't look like it's affecting them because the team too much. I mean, he is a 20-point per game scorer, but Indiana just playing pretty consistent. That looks like they're able to overcome. Angela's here. Good to see Angela. Ron likes the SGA player props. I'll tease him. I'll make fun of him a little bit. Over or under, Ron? I know what you mean. So C-Spill says they've got D. Mitch as a game time decision. That is interesting. Because doubtful, if questionable, it would be different for me. I'm just not sure on that. So no, I don't know, Ron, if they're not doing it on purpose. Sometimes they could be behind also. So all right. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey Linton with a pick here in this one. Pacers own them. He means Pacers own them, so he takes Pacers. He doesn't mean Pacers own them, Pacers. So,
comma, Pacers own them, comma.
Yeah, or dad, right? We know what he meant. That's all.
Yes.
Yep. And so for me though, Mindy, I'm gonna have to give out. I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning with the chat a little bit. Looks like they're kind of going OKC. Not a good idea to fade Mindy, you guys. But but I'm gonna go. This is a big total, 239.5. But I think if I was gonna pick a game that was gonna go to 250, I think this one might be it. I'm gonna go over in this one with Indiana and OKC. Look, Indiana, you're on a Mindy. They're a great cover. They're 28-19 against the spread. OKC's 28-16 against the spread. But I will give this one in Mindy's favor, talking about when we often take the Thunder as a road dog. So Oklahoma City is 4-7 against the spread as a favorite this year. Meanwhile, Indiana 19-14 against the spread as an underdog. So that does favor Indiana here. I'm kind of leaning against Mindy a little bit and siding with the chat, but again, 4 points, good teams, could be a close game, and that's what sometimes you overlook. Sometimes when you just want to take a home team, is that if you get to a game like this and it's 125, 123, well, Pacers will get that money. So I'm going to go over. We know OKC is pretty solid. 15-7 to the over at home, 8-3 to the over as a favorite. Oklahoma City, they're one of those teams you guys are talking about in the chat with those, no defense, big totals. Pacers are 9-12 to the under on the road, but I'm going to go with the over. I hear you, Jeffrey. That's when I'm doing my little hesitation and I can't. Looks like I don't even know what I'm doing. It's because I'm trying to type. Okay.
All right.
Clippers and Jazz here, and we do have that key injury information. Certainly, I do think, given the fact that Kawhi last night, and look, if you watch the game, you guys. I mean, I know I talk about him. Every game, Paul George is out. He's going to be on rest. Kawhi on back-to-back. He's going to be on rest. The number right here is currently at 8. It's probably going to go up. I don't know, maybe go up even higher. Now we do know, of course, that Denver's on a back-to-back as well, but they're at home on the back-to-back, and Clippers are traveling, or Denver. Clippers are traveling into Utah here, where there's a key injury also for Utah, Markkanen, who, people kind of play him as a role player. I mean, the guy averages nearly 25 points a game. He's got a hip injury right now, but man, Utah, they're just finding more players, and everybody's making fun of it recently because of, Utah's got that big man that is already outperforming Rudy Gobert in one of the biggest rip-off trades of all time. Utah got all those draft picks, they got all those players. Great job by the Utah Jazz raking the Timberwolves over the coals in that one. Marv Wolfenson is rolling over in his grave in that. But so the Jazz here, I got ahead of myself in that other with that line. The Jazz are down to 5.5 here. 227. Man, could that be an indicator that Kawhi is going to try to play a back-to-back? I'm not so sure.
Well, goodness. I kind of like the Clippers today. It's one of those, like, they are 6-1 their last 7 versus a team with a losing record there. I think the Clippers are just going to be able to score enough to keep it close. I like that 7 a lot more. We're getting into a little bit of, crunch here, saying sitting at 5. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with them here. Clippers are still averaging 116. Jazz putting up around 120. So it's still, right around where that spread lies right now. I'm going to stay with the Clippers on this one.
Okay, Mindy, around the Clippers here plus 5.5. Sorry for that confusion there that I did on my little preview of the game. Dave is here today. Good to see Dave here. Jeffrey Linton's going to go against you. He's going to be on the Jazz in this one, Mindy. And I'm kind of siding with, man, I'm going to be losing today if I'm going against Mindy on some of these picks. So I'm going to look at the total here, and I'm going to go over. The Clippers are a massive under team. We know that, but that's always at home, right, in those games. And you look at what happened yesterday. Yeah, the game got a little bit, out of control, right? But for me, here's the thing. Utah 8-2 to the over in their last 10. They're 27-19 to the over. The Clippers, yes, they trend under big time. They're 18-28 to the under, 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. But on the road, they're 14-8 to the over. And that's because Kawhi isn't playing a lot of these games, whereas, like you said, he changes the perspective of the game. Yeah, the Sixers ended up smoking them in the end, but the Sixers are playing pretty well. With Embiid, with Harden, and Maxey. I mean, Maxey's money. So the Sixers are nothing to, they're looking great right now. And the Clippers faded in that game. Betman says from his dentist chair, PG and Leonard out. PG's out for sure with rest. Kawhi is questionable, but it's a back-to-back, and this is Kawhi Leonard, and they're going on the road. Ron says both playing. Is that a statement or a question mark? Because I'm already showing that Paul George has been ruled out of the game, and usually when Paul George is out, Kawhi is out. So I'm going to go with the over in this game. I think that the Utah might end up putting a little number on them here in this one. I'm going to go over. No Kawhi, no defense, won't over. Clippers and Jazz. Mindy's on the Clippers. Rodney, though, he does say if Markkanen doesn't play, then he's on the Clippers, and he's a huge piece, and I agree with you. But I think the two pieces out for the Clippers, it does seem like they don't have the right combos. So Batman says that both are playing Clippers easy, but I don't see that to be the case today. Okay. Now the Nuggets. Here are the Nuggets. They're playing the Wolves. So right here, it's the Nuggets are favored by 8. And the total is 236.5.
Well, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with the Timberwolves today. I just feel like that 8.5 is a little bit much here. Timberwolves 11-2 against the spread versus the Nuggets on the road over the last 13. Nuggets putting up 117. Timberwolves a 115. I'll take the points. Give me the Timberwolves here. +8 now.
Yep. Mindy's on the Timberwolves here. She's taking a lot of points today, and you never can go wrong taking a lot of points.
Barbecue McNuggets, nice.
That's one thing that I agree. Taking the point. I'd rather take the points than lay the points.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Nuggets are playing, pretty lights out. They've been proving that. I get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Denver wins and covers the 8 points at home. They've been on fire. Edwards and Rudy questionable. Let's take a look at the current because we do know that Edwards had returned, but then he was listed as questionable in this game. Rudy questionable as well. So they have the injury issues. Denver is relatively clear of injuries. Batman fading you a little bit here, Mindy.
I get it.
I don't know if the Wolves, man, big disappointment, I would think. Look, their record's not terrible. They're just a game under 500. And this is kind of here comes more Batman parlay. We're going to be seeing a lot of Batman probably.
29 parlays today. We should do over-under on those.
So Batman's, I think he's boycotting the Discord. He doesn't want to get any grief from anybody. So, okay, Mindy is going to be on Minnesota here. I'm going to look for this game to go over, mostly because of Minnesota. But Denver is a solid under at home, but I just have to respect this line move. I mean, when I market handicap, it's because I'm just one guy and I can't out handicap the world. That's the way I feel about sometimes when I see a market move like this. I mean, this game opened considerably lower. This one opened as low. The send out was 232.5. It opened 239. It's actually moved lower. I'm not showing any steam on this, but I'm going to go over in this one. 236.5. Carl, Denver, first quarter. All right. Looks like you guys aren't too interested in that game, actually. How about the Kings and the Lakers? The Kings are a 4.5-point favorite. Look, we know the Kings are solid. I mean, there's no fluke anymore, right? So this might be an indication that, I don't know, LeBron needs to play this game because they need to try to get a win here. But he is on the injury report, of course, and it's questionable. So this is going to be a tough handicap because I think that feels like he'll play. But right now he is on the injury report, as usual.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to play. I'm going to take this yellow team right here. I'm taking the Lakers today. They're 5-1 against the spread the last 6 following an ATS win here. Lakers putting up a ton of points as of late, 140. Kings are ranked first in scoring, I know, at 120 here. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Lakers today. +4.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if anything, we kind of look at the Lakers like we don't want to lay points with the Lakers, but if we can get some points at home, maybe that's the better play. Ron wants just money line here.
We could both win that, Ron. We could both win.
Maybe it's going to be – if LeBron's in, I expect him to be in. I like it under. I think the game slows down with LeBron. Sure, it's the Kings and the Lakers. I'm sure it'll be 135 to 130 or not.
Right.
It seems like the Lakers are kind of fake you out a little. Like when you think it's going to be an over, it goes under. When you think it's going to be an under, it goes over. So you look at the two teams in general. I mean, Sacramento's 6-13 to the under on the road, and the Lakers are just 11-10 to the over at home. So I'm going to go under 245, under the ridiculous number in this one with the Kings and the Lakers. And Mindy's on the Lakers. Mindy and I, Look, I mean, I'm going to come in here tomorrow and I'm going to talk about how Mindy got all these games right. Because I promise you, for all of our consensus and all of our success, Mindy and I are on opposite sides of the team. Yeah, it could be because it looks like the comments are slowing down. So I don't know. I don't feel like it's on our end, but it could be something with YouTube because it feels like the comments were a little slow on these last couple games, and you guys were behind. We were already moving on, and then the comment was coming in. So, but now it looks like because we're here, or there was just crummy games. Kings are too darn good for the Lakers, plus for LeBron questionable. Yeah, I just we follow it every day, and I get it, Ron. But I feel like I said, I've said it again, and I'll say it when the Lakers need to win games. They need to take advantage at home. They need to take advantage in games that they can win. They are underdogs here, but it is only a 3-point spread, forward at 4.5-point spread. So that's going to be a pretty close game. If you have LeBron James, you got to win these games. I think LeBron is trying to play in the games that the Lakers have a chance. For example, if he goes into a situation like a back-to-back on the road on the East Coast and end up playing a team like a Philadelphia or a Miami or a Boston, might take those games off because you know what he's like. Even with he's bit of a realist. Hey, even if I'm in there, it's going to be hard. I'm going to use a lot of energy, and we're still going to lose by 20. Let's just take that game off. So this game obviously going to be close. So I'm going to go under. Mindy's on the Lakers here, and you guys are on record as well.
All right.
All right, two agreements.
Yep.
So, all right, everyone. Yep. And just wanted to also say before we move on to college, want to remind everyone because it was the start of the show. So let me point out here, Mindy, that our new betting Discord channel is going to be fired up today. Mindy already says a lot of people are already in line and ready to get in there. I'm going to be coming at you with a lot of information every day. Join the Discord. You might have to copy and paste that. I'll also try to start putting a link in the description, but all you do is click in there. Everybody's got to get approved, and I don't think anybody's on the bad list yet. So we'll all be in there, and I'll just try to give a lot of information. Mindy will be in there. We also want to get your requests for which college basketball games to preview. That's why I did that, because we're ready to get into college basketball. And we did see a few more pieces of information here on the Lakers. Rodney Barton wants to go over on Barnes and LeBron points, rebound, and assists. And Tuan Lee says you convinced him here, Mindy. He likes the Lakers with you. I'm looking the other way. Panger Life's in with you. So looks like you guys are on the Lakers. And again, I mean, that's where I would look to when they're getting points at home. My initial lean is Kings, but I'm going under in that game. Okay, let's get ready to go to college. Mindy, it was one of your favorite games yesterday. What'd you think of Kansas State? I made fun of them because, they are a pretty good team. They're in the top 15 and obviously going to move close to the top 10 now. But
pretend like you've been there before.
You really just stormed the court, but I don't know if you saw, after Kansas had already boarded the bus and headed to the airports, and every fan was still in their seats. The athletic director was out there screaming on the microphone, KSU. They stayed in that arena for like an hour after the game celebrating that victory. After they stormed the court.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, it went back and forth the whole time. I couldn't figure out who was, going to win. Of course, we were on, lots of folks on different sides on this game.
I was on K-State.
Yeah, and I was on. I thought Kansas would win it. And Tony had Kansas State on the show. I mean, there was lots of Kansas States out there, so I get it. It was a good one though. Came right down to the wire. It's one of those if I would have played that with Kansas being -2, definitely would have just taken it on the money line. So you wind up losing, outright, no matter what. But yeah, it was a great game.
Well, before we get started on college basketball, let's give out Thurman's plays here today.
I like Drake.
He
Yeah.
likes he likes your Bulldogs against Missouri State and the over in that game. I'm on opposite of Thurman possibly in that game, so maybe I'll just scratch that out and observe it. And he also likes Indiana State in this. I do. I like Indiana State
I
against
don't
Bradley.
remember what I have on Indiana State. I'd have to look.
Okay. He likes the over on that one. I have a pretty strong play that might make my premiums on the under. So I'm going to actually, it looks like Thurman has thought about these two games heavily. So I'm actually going to, take that into consideration before I go with a premium with the under now in that game. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. Thanks to 85 people in here on the chat. So
NCAA women. We're going women, Iowa. All right. Nice. Little Caitlin. Got it.
Okay. You got some women's ball, certainly. You saw some of the games. They had Connecticut was in an interesting game yesterday. I follow the women's game, certainly. Try to look at the scores every day anyway. And,
Cool.
All right. Who said Cornell?
Yeah, I was in the Discord. I just put it up there that I said I got it. I saw it. He said whenever we get Cornell, he wants to have a breakdown.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Hey, Mindy, say hello to Trinks World.
Awesome. Hello.
Welcome. A new commenter anyway.
Yeah.
And looks like you've been here before and know what's going on. Guarantee the Lakers will want to have an answer for Sabonis. Thank you, Trinks World. Great to have you as one of our viewers.
I'm excited. Should be a good one. I like it.
Jeffrey Linton also on Drake. All right, let's get rolling with our plays and see. Hopefully you're ready. And Mindy, maybe also what we'll do also, Mindy, is maybe we'll start listing, if we can, the plays. You send me you're the executive producer, so I get on the phone every day, the list of games that we're going to preview, but maybe we should also put those in the Discord so that our viewers are ready with their picks and comments, and rather than surprising them each time with what games we choose, because there's so many that you don't know that we're going to pick Cincinnati and South Florida.
Right. How are you going to have an opinion on it, right?
Right.
If that's not the game that you want to cover.
Them, right. So they're probably, maybe several of our viewers have notes or a rotation, circles or lines or whatever, but maybe they have to look at this game, I like that, and they haven't even done their work yet, but they want to get their pick in. And we want you guys to have your solid picks in. All right. So in this one, though, we're showing that Cincinnati is a 3.5-point favorite, total 142.
Yeah, Cincinnati now a whopping 1-3 on the road. Bulls 4-7 at home. Cincinnati's also 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 road games versus a team with a losing record. Bulls here are 5-1 their last 6 versus a team with a losing record. The underdog in this one is also 10-3 in the last 13. I'm going to be taking South Florida here today at home, plus 3.5.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Bulls in this one with South Florida taking those points, plus 3.5. And C-Spill, he likes the Bearcats, it looks like, in this one, though, Mindy. He looks like he's going to go against you here. For me, gosh, I don't know. I didn't like okay, here comes Blanks with a play as well here. South Florida, they are live dogs here. Sounds like he might even be interested in them, maybe on a little money line, shall we say? So for me, I know where I'm going with this one. I think I'm going to go over the total with these two teams, Mindy with Cincinnati and South Florida. Come on, pull the trigger. Well, you guys are on South Florida, so I don't know. I was thinking Bearcats, and man, I don't want to. Carl's going to go under. Oh, great.
No
Well,
consensus on this one. No
yeah,
consensus.
yeah, I'm on the over. I mean, South Florida at home has been a solid over team for sure. They've gone over in 8 out of their last 10 games. They are also 7-1 to the over as an underdog. So Cincinnati's been a pretty solid defensive team, and that's why they really rack up the unders. They're 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Also 1-4 to the under on the road. But I'm gonna end up going over. I'm going against Carl here. James knows better. He's going with Mindy. She's the one that's on the handicapper leaderboards every day. So, all right. Mindy's on South Florida. I'm on the over. And Nathan, he was with me a little bit, maybe on Cincy there. So, all right. Boy, Mindy, we should just, we could save ourselves some money. We could save ourselves the juice. We don't have to bet these games. We can just bet each other today.
Right.
Looks like we're going under. Right now, we better step it up.
We
All
might
right.
not even hit 5 at this rate.
Okay. Oh, I think I got out of order here. I'm sorry. Let's go with, they're both 4:00 games. It doesn't matter. But let's go with Auburn and LSU. And Auburn we'll stay in rotation order, of course. Auburn 4.5, 138.5.
All right, get your comments ready. Auburn 4-6 in the last 10 against the spread. LSU 3-7 in the last 10 against the spread. But I'll be taking Auburn. The favorite is 5-1 the last 6 meetings head to head. Tigers here. Well, we guess which Tiger, right? Auburn Tigers 5-1 in the last 6 when opponent allows 100 or more. The previous game, LSU Tigers 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 following a straight up loss. Like Auburn.
Okay, I get it. I mean, that's why they're favored. I mean, look, LSU, this goes to show you what the kind of respect that Auburn's getting. Remember, LSU is 12-5 straight up. Yes, Auburn is 14-3 straight up. You'd think it might be, I don't know, a little more closely rated. But Mindy's even going to be willing to lay the points here with Auburn. So I think that says something as far as, And here's James with Auburn all day. C-Spill, Auburn. Carl, Auburn money line. So Auburn has trouble covering spreads, but you know what? So does LSU.
Yeah, 4-6 to 3-7. Yeah. Yeah.
Both were last.
And that's in their last 10,
Okay. Well, when LSU at home is 3-8 against the spread, and Auburn on the road is 2-4 against the spread. But I will note this: that LSU as an underdog is 4-3 against the spread. That doesn't seem like a lot, but Auburn is 7-10 on the road. As a favorite. Auburn 7-10 as a favorite. LSU 4-3 as a dog. So that's the only kind of categories where I think you could say maybe LSU can kind of keep this close. Hang in there, Betman. So I don't know, Mindy. I'm feeling like we're not on the same page probably in this one as well.
Okay.
But
it happens. No need to force anything,
I'm going to look to go under in this game. I mean, Auburn has that strong offense, certainly, that has really carried them to a lot of overs this year. That you mentioned those last 10 games and their streaks. Auburn is 8-2 to the over in the last 10 games, including 5-1 to the over on the road. But LSU at home is 3-6-1 in their last 10 to the under and 2-5 to the under as a dog. So I'm going to go under in this one with LSU at home, since I don't know, kind of favoring LSU. Maybe they'll get the pace that they're looking for. So
gotcha.
Rodney's got some action in there on a previous game, but I just want to let everybody know about that. We're not going to pop it up here. We're talking about this one now, but Rodney did have a comment on that South Florida game. So Walk This Way is ready to get to the hockey card.
I know. They can't wait.
Yeah, Mindy and I might want to get there as soon as we can, too, the way this is going.
Right.
So, all right. East Carolina and Temple here. And in this one, Temple, pretty big favorite. They're favored by 9, total 135.5.
Which one was it? I got distracted.
ECU and
Oh,
Temple.
the ECU and Temple. All right, yeah, ECU 2-3 on the road. Temple 6-4 at home. But I'm gonna take East Carolina here. I kind of like their size, and they actually have pretty decent, perimeter shooting by those big forwards. They're 10-2-1 in their last 13 road games versus a team with a losing record. I have Temple, winning this one by like 6, but I don't have them covering this big spread with 9. I'm going to take East Carolina.
Yeah, you can see, Minnie. It looks like feels like the YouTube is just slow. I don't think it's I don't know if it's the chat, because see how the games are just a little bit behind. Maybe they, it's tough. It's tough to type in and get them all in there. So, Mindy, I've got East Carolina in this one. Let's take the points. Let's get on the board. We need some picks here. Let's take East Carolina in this one. Both teams pretty solid against the spread, no doubt about it. But I will note that ECU is 7-3 against the spread as an underdog, while Temple is 5-6. ECU 7-3 against the spread as an underdog. Temple 5-6 against the spread as a favorite. This is a pretty big number, and I think this game is probably headed to a score well below this. Maybe some other action for me, if you know what I mean. I think those 9 points are going to come in pretty handy, and I'm going to go with you. We've got what are these called again? I forget.
What?
Premium consensus plays, Mindy. We don't have very many of them.
I never heard of that before.
East Carolina +9 for just our third play. Here's the thing: when the line is set for the premiums, right? I kind of feel like it's with the props. You go over every time,
right?
But here we are. It looks like we might be getting an under. That's the thing. We always go over. It seems like.
It seems like we do, yeah. Or I think we've hit like right on once or twice, but I don't think we have been under at all this year. So
I guess that's why everyone takes the props over, because
right. It barely,
they're just handing out money. They're like, oh, let's see. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander will just put his points total at 20. I know they don't do that, but I mean, all right. Dave says neither team can shoot, and thank goodness James Robinson is on with us, because we need some. I don't know if is it all of us, or is it me? Is it just me? And Dave says that line's down to 135. We'll take it, and we'll give it. We'll call it 135. I will say though, in where we end up making the play, we're going to end up with a 135.5 right now. It may move lower here, after the show, but right now I think we can get down some places at 135.5. All right. Providence, our favorite team, Mindy.
It seems like it.
But I don't want to influence you or anything. And Providence here.
You've already influenced me. You did it. You convinced me. I'm taking Providence in this one.
Okay, let's move on. Marquette 7.5, 150.5. Do you have any reasoning behind this play, or are you just throwing it out there because I told you to?
Because Providence is just hot right now. I mean, they're also, really covering versus teams with winning records. Marquette, I think they're looking pretty good themselves, right? I mean, they're solid. But I just think, this 7.5 is way too much for a Marquette team versus Providence at 9-1. I just think that looks all out of whack to me. I think Marquette might win this one by a basket or so, but I don't think they're going to cover 7.5. Go Providence.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Providence Friars here. You're right. I mean, both teams, do play pretty well. I mean, they're both kind of covering machines to a certain extent, no doubt about it. So, Karma says, "Don't waste your money on these clowns' picks."
But I'm a funny.
These are free. These are free. These are free picks, so don't waste your money. In fact, if you want to waste your money, or I don't know, I guess they wouldn't be wasting your money. Let's take a moment and head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks every day over at Tony's Picks. Click on the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. We track these plays documented by a third-party service. Over this year, since January 1st, we have 108 wins and 71 losses for plus 2,889 units. We have right now 88 people in this chat that watch the show every day and probably know, because they watch it every day, that these statistics are, well,
Probably
exactly
accurate.
right. There may be one or two plays where we gave it out as a -8 and it went to -10 and it landed on 9. So maybe they are down, but there were probably one or two that we went the other way. So nice to have you, Karma 2.0. Great to have you in here, and appreciate it. I guess you're just trolling or joking with us, because the record speaks for itself. And I'm not here to, uh, say that you're wrong or anything like that, but just gives me a good opportunity to make a little funny here, because we have all these people in this chat. And I don't know, Mindy, maybe the show's getting more popular, but it does seem like since we've been on such a winning streak, that's why the viewership has gone up. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
perhaps.
we are that
I mean, it does help to
entertaining.
win. I mean, it is kind of a show where you pick winners, right?
So appreciate that little commercial there from Karma 2.0.
Chat
And
will get
again,
in here fast.
those picks are, those comments are fair as long as you don't, attack us personally or attack the cat or make any bad comments. Even those comments are welcome. If we go on here and Mindy wins all these plays tomorrow, you guys come on here and say, you were wrong, Ramon. You were going to get them all wrong. So, and Joe Hill is from Providence.
All
so
right.
take him.
Nice.
Yep.
Good to have you, Joe. Awesome.
And of course, one of our favorite coaches. So Tuan Lee wants to get on that one. No, Rocco, we don't want Karma. We want Karma here. Clown show, baby. Hey, Karma, if you got you need a little clown emoji.
Right.
Clown emoji?
There's some pretty good ones. Let's see if I can.
We're just not throwing darts here. I don't get up at 2 in the morning to throw darts. So, all right. No, we want Karma here. Come on, you guys. You guys. People see touts and they immediately think sometimes. There it is. When you see tout, especially, they're a dime a dozen on here. And I watch a lot of the shows, and actually, anyone who does a consistent show, I have the utmost respect for, even if they're not giving out what seems like I have Mindy here. She's giving out this solid information every time, and I'm just kind of winging it. I'm producing the show or whatever. But even if they're not, I watch some of the shows. I'm like, well, this show's not that great, but I appreciate them all, right? But here's the thing. If you come every day and you see the winners, I mean, yeah, we have losing days. I mean, look, I talk about the great records that we've had this year, but remember, Mindy, I keep saying it. We had one day we went 3-7, another day we went 4-9. It cost us. I mean, we're up 2,800 since the first of the month. We'd be, if we didn't suck on those days, we'd really be. We were clowns on those days,
right?
Sure. So, you guys give Karma a chance, because just like you guys saw us. You're like, okay, here's another couple of touts on the air, and I don't know, we might go on and lose the next 15 days, but we're working hard anyway. This is all we do. So maybe Karma will see that and then stick around. That's how you build an audience. That's how you build. Remember, hey, haven't we all had that person that we didn't like at first, and then we came to respect them or even have them as a friend? Okay. And Karma, hey, join our Discord.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be good.
Let's stop giving attention to Karma. Okay. Providence against the 5-0 ATS on the road. Yeah. And 9-1 over their last 10. So they should be covering tonight, even though the line is going towards Marquette up to 7.5. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good deal. So
So consensus play, right? We're taking
One
Providence.
league would rather lose with us than that's what I like to hear. No, Carl, we're not going to block anybody unless they, make fun of, or insulting comments. You can come on here and, okay, Rocco, I get it. But I was just doing a little segment. Walk This Way is ready for hockey. So let me give out my pick. Oh, Karma. I want to keep talking with Karma because I can't understand. The picks are documented by a third party server. Okay, you're right, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tilty here. All right. And is there any other on this one with this game? Yeah, Rocco talked about the Dallas Stars. Dallas did get steamed, and I'll talk about it in a moment, but there was some serious steam that did come in on Dallas. And again, we're not just giving picks here, right? We're also giving out actionable sports betting information, a lot of times talking about things that, are going to affect what other people think about some of the games as well. So, absolutely Walk This Way. I love the site across the street. When I prep, I'm watching all their videos because I love those guys. That's why we watch. Remember, hey, folks, one more thing to mention here is during the drive-through. Now, we're never going to, disrupt what's going on across the street when they do their show. But on our side, on the Tony's Picks channel, we have our own discussion, usually about the games that they're picking, complimenting them on their picks and whatnot, and also agreeing to their picks, and also having our own little discussion as we watch the drive-through across the street. But it's broadcast, simulcast on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Make sure you guys, I know you guys like to tune in to the show at noon with us, but also join us for the drive-through with our sister channel over there. And we have our own little community where we do a little talk. We're never going to distract from their program, but we're having a discussion on the upcoming games. And a lot of times I'm just in there. I don't want to, say anything about the picks, but I'm giving out late-breaking information, late-breaking news, injuries, steam, and stuff like that. So, okay. All right, let's get on with it. I'm falling behind in the chat, so see if I'm trying to catch up to Providence here. All right, we're all caught up. Mindy, so anyways, I'll agree with you. I do like Providence in this game. Thank you. Now that we're at that point, and sorry everybody for me taking up our time. And I will take Providence in this one. I was kind of torn, but I saw this move on the total because I was kind of interested in the total. But I like Providence. They're one of our favorite teams. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State here in this one. And going to be getting it on at Gallagher Iba Arena. And tonight, Oklahoma State, they're down to just -2 here, and the total's still 128.5.
Yeah, each of these teams 5-5 on the season. Gonna go over the total here today, Ramon. It's over 4-1 in the Sooners' last 5 following a win. 4-1 to the over in the last 5 road games. Over 4-1 Cowboys' last 5 versus a team with a winning record. Have this one coming out at about a 132 total game. So like the over here.
We got a clown pick coming in. I like the over in this one with Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Look, Oklahoma State's a pretty solid under team, no doubt about it. But I think the total may be just a little bit too low in this one. I kind of like the move here. I'm going to use the eye test here kind of in this one. So that's the way I feel. I think it's going to be a close game. We could even get some overtime. Might help us out if we get, in a little bit of a bind here. But I want to go over in this game with Mindy, 128.5 here with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma's gone over in 7 of their last 10 on the road. They're also 5-2 to the over as a dog. Oklahoma State about as solid as it gets on the under. Not going to lie.
That is true.
Yeah. Looks like Dave's going to be on Oklahoma here. Seaman says, get on with it. So, yeah, Oklahoma State home record is solid, says C Spill, but Oklahoma 5-1 against the spread on the road. Watch out. So maybe we're in a time warp. These guys are already on hockey, so we better get moving. We got our last game
Yep.
coming up here.
With the Fighting Ramones.
We'll see. They did struggle last time against New Mexico, and now here they are going on the road. Problem with San Diego State is they're not a very good spread team, and now they're going to be a road favorite here at Colorado State. So Colorado State's not a great cover either, though, Mindy.
Yeah, exactly. San Diego State 2-6 against the spread the last 10. Colorado State 3-6 in the last 9. So I'm going to take a look at the total here. I'm going to say it's going to go over. It's 5-0 in the last 5, following a straight up loss here. Overs 5-0-1 in the last 6 road games here. Also, both teams 6-0 to the over in their last 6. I think this one comes in like 147, 149. I'm going to go over the total here.
All right. Looks like C Spills got San Diego State still to cover that money. One of the earliest movers, one of the earliest steam moves that came out was yesterday on San Diego State, almost when the game opened at most of the places that give an overnight betting line. San Diego State was hit immediately at 4.5 up to this 5. Dave says SDSU better defensively, but are they the same necessarily defensively as they have been? Doesn't look like it right now. San Diego State has been an over team this season. Colorado State 8-2 to the over in their last 10. These two teams consistently going over right now. We sure have recovered, Mindy. It's going to be our 3rd play in a row that we are going to go over, Dave Redling. Come on. We're going over here in this one. 2 straight games we're going over, Dave. We might be haunting us here on this one. It looks like Carl really wants to get a preview of that UConn game, Mindy, that early start. So we might tack one on here at the end.
Let me pull it up to see what I got on this.
I saw him mention it. Were there any other ones? I don't think there were any other ones that anybody mentioned. And again, we're going to implement the Discord so we can get your requests in there. I know it's hard. If you do it like this, that's fine too. But it really would help us to get it. And not everyone wants.
Yeah, because Ramon could have everything all done ahead of time.
Not everyone can join the Discord, or if they don't have time or don't want to or don't know how to. That's fine. It's not a requirement. So, anyways, Mindy, with whoops, did I do it right? Connecticut and Seton Hall here. This is the first game on the board. It's a 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mindy, 3:30 Pacific game, 5.5, and the total is 135.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those that I think UConn is just totally statistically the better team here. But geez, if I look away that Seton Hall here plays at home, I really like them here. They've been averaging over 71 points a game here at home and only allowing their opponents to like 56 points on defense. So for me, that's where this is going to come in handy. I mean, both of these teams are really, really good on defense. Seton Hall actually has the better, if I take a look at it, better defensive efficiency. Offensively, UConn kind of has, maybe a little bit of the advantage. But I'm going to take Seton Hall at home plus 5.5. I have UConn out about, winning this one by about 2.
Yeah, I mean, UConn, they've been one of the biggest surprise, certainly. So, but maybe they've come back down to earth a little bit. They are 4-6 against the spread in their last 10. Seton Hall doing an okay job. I think, Connecticut's numbers are kind of inflated by, that streak against poor competition. So I agree with you in this one, Mindy, and I want a premium consensus here with Seton Hall getting the points at home. Should be a close game. Maybe Connecticut's still a little bit overrated because of that great winning streak that they had. Look, they still have high ranks in efficiency, both offensively and defensively, but maybe Seton Hall a little bit underrated here. Yeah, they are, just 11-8. I get that, but remember, Connecticut just 2-3 straight up on the road, and Seton Hall 6-2 straight up at home. Although they don't necessarily win games as an underdog, but they just need to cover here. And I don't know, they could maybe even win it outright. So, all right, Seton Hall it is. Give us a premium consensus there in this
That's
one. So I think I don't know. Did you want a couple other requests here? It looks like.
TCU, West Virginia.
Okay, what was there? Hey, welcome to Dason. Mindy, say hello to Dason Rock. I think
Hello.
he is joining us at least in the chat, maybe for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. I think we better do one for Dason if he's, I haven't seen him before, so I'd feel bad if we didn't at least try to take a look at the game with TCU and West Virginia. We know that, that West Virginia defense that we're so used to is not really the same West Virginia defense as in the past. I mean, look at this total. It's right now, West Virginia in this game is -2, and the total is 149.
Yeah, I kind of actually have a split here on the total. I have one coming in at about 147, and I have one at about 148. So that's not anything I really want to mess with here, today on that. But if I take a look at, where this game comes in on the spread, I have TCU covering. Well, I guess not. I mean, +2 here. I do have them outright winning this. I have it modeled at 74-72 on one, and then 72 on the other, both with TCU outright victories here in this one for me. I mean, take a look at the offensive efficiencies here. They're pretty similar, a little bit of edge to West Virginia, and the same maybe a little bit here with defense. But to me, this is just where we're looking at home. West Virginia has just allowed, about 79 points of offense here over their last 3. I'll be taking TCU in the plus points.
Yeah, you gotta feel bad right now for Coach Huggins because what is wrong right now with West Virginia? I mean, they're on this losing streak. You could, Coach doesn't look comfortable right now. We're a fan of Coach Huggins certainly, but TCU playing, pretty strong certainly right now with that 14-3 record. I mean, West Virginia on the losing streak. I don't know. I mean, still West Virginia favorite. That worries me a little bit that they're actually favored in this game. I mean, TCU. Look, I get it. West Virginia 7-2 still at home, but again, they lost at home to that Baylor game. They were favored by the same margin here, and they lost by 5. They were 1.5-point dogs to KU, and they lost by 14. So, well, thank you for commenting on getting us for this game because I think I want to go with TCU as well. Everyone on the chat's on them. And like I said, it worries me that West Virginia is still a favorite here. But I think right now, until I see something better from TCU, from West Virginia, I'm going to take TCU in this one. So, all right, JP's he's got a comment. He likes Texas A&M -2 in the first half against Florida. He thinks the Aggies will be up by 3 or 4 by halftime. All right, Mindy, I think that's a look. Unless I didn't see any others.
The only other one I saw was a question mark with Xavier. Do you want to do that one?
Well, we know it. We can take a look at that. I didn't know if that was a request for a game or just did we like them. But
yeah, that I don't know.
Look at that if you'd like, because Xavier is going to be a big favorite on the road, right? I mean, they're favored by like 8 or 9. So let's take a look. That's game number 703, 704 here on the Clown Show. And right now it's Xavier 8.5, 157.5. God, DePaul. Oh my God.
I actually have I have DePaul here. I have this one in a close one. It's like literally a difference of a couple points here. So, but for me, I like the under the total. I like that better. Xavier with that big spread. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and take the under, though. I have this one modeled out at about 155 and a 154. That looks like a little bit better play for me here, right now, because DePaul doesn't play much, defense, but Xavier really does. And that's the part that I think that kind of worries me the most. I think that will keep this under for DePaul getting, close to that spread is just that Xavier just plays really, really good defense. So I'm going to go under the 158.
Okay. Mindy's going to go under. That's a pretty big number. Yeah, pretty big number today. Well, I mean, look, these teams kind of trend to the over. And like you said, DePaul doesn't play any defense. So that's what worries me here. And it sounds like you like DePaul, and I've been on opposite every other game. But just remember, it is Xavier that's on the incredible win and cover streak right now. I mean, they haven't. They've won and covered every game so far this year. It's they're just crushing right now. They're playing great, so I don't trust DePaul at all. My play is going to be on Xavier actually laying the 8.5 points now. I mean, that's actually a little bit bigger of a number. So I'm going to be on Xavier here. They're the ones getting the numbers. They're 4-1 against the spread on the road so far, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. I'll take Xavier in this one. And Mindy's going to be on the under. All right. C-Spill is going to make us work a little harder here, it looks like.
All right.
He does like Xavier, though, but he's asking about some other contests here.
One of my favorites, huh? Some Nebraska action today.
Okay, well, first I go Virginia and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is on the road here. Virginia is favored, and it's Virginia minus 5.5, 126.5.
Let me get to it. Scrolling. Here we go. Found it. All right. Well, I have Virginia in this one. I have Virginia here. With the, I think they're the minus 6.5, right? Like, I'm not looking.
Yeah, Virginia minus 5.5. Total
Virginia minus 5.5. Okay. All right. So I like Virginia here at minus 5.5. I have this one modeled out at about looks like a 7-point victory. Both of these teams are really, really good defensively. Might keep this one in a low scoring matchup here as well. But I'll take Virginia. Better offensive efficiency here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia Tech's in a bad way right now. I mean, they've just been not getting numbers at all. But you know what? Neither's been Virginia. But at least Virginia's been winning games. But, man, Virginia Tech right now is in a funk, no doubt about it. But Dave says they are getting a top defender back today, so that's going to be key. He's talking about Hunter Couture, certainly the guard for Virginia, I would think. And for me, I think this one does go under. I agree that, with Couture, with Virginia, look, this game just in general, right? I mean, it just feels like they've gone under forever. I don't even know how many in a row it's been. It's been at least 5 or 6. This series always goes under. So I will go under in this game. I'd go under 120. I probably in this one. So I'm going to go under. The steam did come in on the over. I don't get it. I mean, this series. Let's take a look real quick. I can see. Last year the games were 62-53, 54-52. Before that, 65-51. Before that, 58-53. Before that, 65-39. You know how it goes with Virginia. Maybe they're going. It's not like old Virginia, but yeah, Bill, we just did probably just scroll back about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So thank you, Latifah, for clearing that up. And so Mindy's going to be on Virginia. I'm going to be on the under in this one. All right. And what was the other one there?
Ohio State, Nebraska.
Oh, boy. Well, before Mindy, okay, I'll type this in. But we were talking down on Creighton yesterday. What happened? I mean, they
I have
rolled.
no idea. I have
Why did
no
they
idea.
decide to show up once in a while?
Yeah, Creighton just played lights out. I don't know what happened. That was crazy. I mean, it's probably the best game Creighton's played all season. Yeah, I was surprised. I was really shocked by that.
Okay, here's Ohio State on the road here, 679, 680. They're favored by 6.
Yeah,
And the total
just
here, 136. Go ahead. Oh, 136. That's down from 138.5.
yes. I mean, Ohio State always wins this game. I mean, Nebraska's always going to find a way to blow it here, but I am going to take the Huskers with the plus points in this one. I do think Ohio State will win it. They'll win it by 3, 4, 5, something like that. But I don't think they're going to go ahead and get the 6 today on the Huskers. Ohio State, I mean, they're better all around team, but haven't been playing well. Not really covering some spreads here as of late.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, they did upset Ohio State last year, 78-70 in the last meeting that they played.
Okay, maybe
Ohio
I should not say never.
Yeah, well, no, before that was Ohio State for years. So, but they were 15-point underdogs. They went into Columbus and won it 78-70. And remember that. It was an absolute stunner. For
Right.
sure. So, but Mindy will take Nebraska here. So, the girlfriend over here is talking on Alexa here or something. Okay. So no, I don't know. I don't know. Mindy, Nathan he'd love the Huskers to win outright. I think he's going to be with you in this one. Huskers don't cover many numbers, period. Neither does Ohio State, but Nebraska's really 6-12 against the spread. I don't know, Mindy. It feels like a Ohio State I'm gonna go on the under here with these two teams. I mean, Nebraska, what's their average game score at home, Mindy? It's pretty low. I know that. They're 1-10.
I can look it up real quick.
One
Yes,
in 10.
Nebraska at home, they're at 62, but average 71 overall, but 62 at home. So they don't like to score there. But Ohio State on the road is only at about 68.
Okay, so 62, and if they're underdogs by 6 and you got them by 3, that's like 65, 62. That's way under this total. Anyways, Nebraska 1-9 to the under at home this season. So,
whoops, funny.
I could make Latifah's house go crazy right now and just start saying a bunch of things.
Mess up her 10 tablets.
That commercial with the old guy they always play, and he's like,
the clap.
Yeah.
Alexa, turn on my lights.
Oh, don't do that. And Alexa, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to go under in this one. Nebraska's 1-9 to the under at home this year, 2-8 to the under last 10, 3-8 to the under this season overall. I'm going to go under Ohio State and Nebraska tonight. Mindy's on her Huskers.
And we have 8 consensus plays.
Well, yeah. Well, we throw in these extra ones, so that kind of changed things. We might have to have an in-game.
Right, like a live.
We got to get to these hockey games. It's already been almost 2 hours of show. Let's talk about this now with the Penguins and the Senators. In this one, Mindy, it's Penguins, I believe, on the road here is a road favorite against Ottawa. This one seems close.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go on a total here. Senators. I like how they play at home, but they just really haven't been, winning too much for me here as of late. Only putting up 1 goal in their last 2 games combined. Penguins only putting up 1 or 2 in their last, 3 games here as well. Under 9, 2 and 4. Penguins last 15, under 7 and 1. Senators last 8 home games going under.
Yeah, and I penalized us there too because you're going to find that this total has gone down from 6.5 under to 6 over now. So it's going to be hard to disagree with you. I mean, this does seem like a solid under, and I wish it was 6.5. Maybe we can get a 6.5 somewhere. Let me. Nah, it's all
It's
across the
already
board.
done.
Yeah, one offshore book does have it at 6.5. None of the ones that you and I are using on Tony's picks. The sports book 10 minutes away from me has it also 6.5 under, but I'll go under with you, Mindy, at 6 as a premium consensus. Not feeling that great with the
All
total
right.
down now, but you would think with right now with these two, you would think it'd be an under. Latifa is going under as well, so C Spill does like Pittsburgh in this game. I don't know. I was thinking Ottawa. Thanks, C Spill, for that. I always forget to tell everyone smash and like. So, but Ottawa 2-8 to the under last 10, and to look at these two teams, uh, Pittsburgh 9-12 to the under on the road, Ottawa 8-14 to the under at home. Let's go under 6.
Okay.
Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Latifa also likes
Do
the
it.
Twins in this one. Bruins and Islanders here, and the Bruins are up to $1.95. They're definitely taking action here. The total 5.5 over 15. Can the Bruins do it again?
Sure. I don't see why they can't, do it again, but I'm gonna, take the under. It's too big of a price here for me to pay. Bruins are first and goals against. Islanders have been scoring just 1.6 goals per game over the last 5. Under 5-1 their last 6 here overall. Taking the under 5.5 goals.
All right. Mindy, 5.5. It's tough. Everyone, it's tough to want to go under 5.5, but how can you not go under 5.5 with this matchup? I mean, this seems like it seems like Bruins 2-1 or 3-2 for sure. I would think in this one, the Bruins are 3-7 to the under in their last 10. There's not a lot of support in the numbers necessarily. Yeah, the Bruins are 13-21 to the under as a favorite, but the Islanders are 13-9 to the over as an underdog. So I don't know if there's a lot of support for it, but just you think of this game right now, Bruins, Islanders, just feels like it's going to be tightly contested, close game, low scoring. I'm going to go with you on this one. We're going 2 for 2 in hockey, and all of a sudden we're having a bunch of picks where we couldn't get on the same page over there in the old NBA. But
it happens.
Let's do it. All right. Avalanche and the Flames here. The Flames are favored $1.30, 6 over 15.
Well, let's see. What do I got? I'm going to take the Flames here today at about minus 130, putting up 139 on the season, puts them at like 16th. Avalanche, 128 puts them about 24th. I think Flames have a better penalty kill percentage as well. They're 11-2 in their last 13. Oh, I don't know. Wednesday games. Today's Wednesday. I'll take them. Minus 130.
You're on the Flames in this one, minus $1.30 here, Mindy. And the Flames certainly, favorite at home against Colorado. That's pretty interesting because this is obviously a pretty good game. And Colorado not playing as well as they were for a while. They've actually lost. They've only won 3 of their last 10 games. So Calgary 12-7 at home right now. Man, I don't know. It just seems like there's some value in Colorado, but only because of, maybe it's a close game. Nothing I can do to support it. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go under in this game because Colorado, they're such a solid under. 6-13 to the under on the road. 2-7 to the under as an underdog. So Calgary does certainly trend a little bit under. They've been scoring some goals of late, but generally they've trended under. And I'm going to go under at 6 goals in this one. Dr. Under is on the under.
But he says that's going to be an over.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, Dave, we can give me the business tomorrow on this one, but we'll be on the opposite here. I read what he said about the last game, and I was like, Dr. Under, but now I'm Dr. Pepper. Have I ever told anybody that I would totally uh, run up the score on Fansville? I've
Yes,
said
you did. You said how much you don't like Fansville.
I hate Fansville. They're a terrible program. They hired a Latin soccer coach to coach the team. Okay, Lightning and the Canucks here. The Lightning are minus $1.75 now, 6.5 over 25. We're seeing some movement to the over here in this one.
Well, I like the Lightning. They're 5-1 versus the Canucks on the road over their last 6 games here. They've won 4 in a row now, a little bit of a heater, scoring 5 goals in each of those games. Canucks 1-3 in their last 4 games, and are allowing 4 goals a game here as well. 6-1 their last 7 are the Lightning. They're 7-1 the last 8 in Vancouver as well. I will take the Lightning.
God, they are smashing. It's just that the price just feels uncomfortable to me. They should crush Vancouver here, but they're 8-2 in the last 10 games, 27-8 as a favorite. I mean, they're favored in almost every game, anyways, and they're so good. Vancouver not winning really right now, 3-7, but I don't want to lay it. We got didn't we? I think we got burned on a. Despite our winning, I think didn't we get burned like laying some price where I was like, oh, I don't want to lay a price.
Yesterday? Let's see. I don't remember.
Okay.
No, we got all the ones yesterday. The big prices.
No, Buffalo.
Oh, we didn't get the Sabres?
That was Buffalo, yeah. And I felt uncomfortable, even though it was against the Blackhawks. So I'm not going to do it with you. I'll endorse your pick. I mean, Tampa Bay should win this game. I know it's even a little bit of a discount, $1.75. What does the chat say here? Nothing really in this game. They're still back on that Senators game. So I'm going to go over in this one, Mindy, with these two, especially with Vancouver at home. I mean, Tampa Bay, they are a serious under team on the road, but I don't know. They should be able to get some goals. It's 6.5. But I will go over in this one with Tampa Bay and Vancouver. I'll be Dr. Over here in this one. So
right.
I think Latifah's saying over in this game.
Yeah.
Romney's got a prop. All right, let's just get to the last game. The show's pretty long. We've lost 25% of our viewers since I went off on our record and Fansville, and Dallas is down. Dallas is down to 155. Total 6 over 15.
Well, I like the Stars today. They've scored 4.5 goals per game over the last 2. Sharks are allowing 5.5 goals over their last 2 here as well. Stars, we've talked about this. They're ranked 5th in goals for. Sharks ranked 20th. Favorites 4-1 the last 5 meetings here between these two. Going with the Stars. I like my Matt Oettinger in the net.
Now here's a favorite I'll get behind with you, and we'll get our third 3-pack here on the NHL tonight. I mean, I definitely can get with the Stars for sure. This one I feel a lot more comfortable, even laying the price. Dallas certainly solid. 14-7 on the road. San Jose 4-12 at home. That kind of says it all for me. It's easy to go against the Sharks when you have a road team like Vancouver that can definitely get it done in this one. So, all right. Latifa did like the over in that last game with me. So here's Nathan. He does like the Stars in this one. He also had a pick on that last game. You guys see him there in the chat, but we're going to get through with this because I got to go put my makeup on for my circus appearance tonight. All right, head over to Tony'sPicks.com.
I had a clown wig. I'd wear it tomorrow.
We gave you lots of free picks here. So if you don't want to go over to Tony's Picks, you don't want to get any of Mindy's premium picks and tack on another, ton of winners over there, take a look. I'll just show it to you right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm going to click on Mindy's page, and you will see that Mindy so far, she was plus $100 plays. Plus 435 yesterday with $100 plays. 941 units over the last 7 days, 1,400 units over the last 30 days. Take a look at the records there. Mindy, what do you got here on the site?
Yeah, so today, let's see. I have 2 plays in the NHL. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think I have 3 or 4 plays in the NBA. I wrote some down, but I don't think I'm going to be playing them. The lines totals have moved. And then I have 3 plays in NCAA college basketball starting at 6 p.m. today. So pretty excited. I think, a pretty good card. Very similar, I think, to last night, how it went.
So I get it what our detractor says, especially when you got a couple of touts here on the air that's only been doing a show for 5 months. But it's tough. You're buying picks from a tout. Nobody's ever. You got to factor that in. We're not going to sugarcoat it. That's one of the tough things about being a tout, selling picks. But the record speaks for itself. So when you're grabbing these plays for $30 for a 3-pack, $10 a play, you got to put down at least $1 on the game. When I mean $1, I mean $1. I'm not talking about $1. So usually you want to put down, maybe even 2. But look at Mindy's record right now, and there's no doubt you can factor that in and cover your costs on the site. And if for some reason my plays don't come through on my premiums or Mindy's or whoever on Tony's picks, you get credits back to your account using our profit guarantee. All of our purchases must produce a profit, or you at least get credits back to your account to use on that same handicapper or another handicapper. You'll always have a winning experience over at Tony's Picks, even if it takes 1 or 2 tries to get it going. But a lot of times, look, the record speaks for itself with Mindy. Click on the handicapper leaderboard, see who's hot. Mindy's hot. Morning Steam is hot. Tiffany is hot. Pravi's hot. Nick is hot. Where's Ramon? Well, good thing he's on Team Steam. Okay. Thanks a lot, Mindy. Great show. Great job in the chat, everybody. Thank you so much. We didn't get there. We got to 90, I think, today was close. So that's pretty good for a Tuesday. Thanks, everybody. Great job. We'll be.
Yeah, get those picks in on Discord for sure.
Rodney will be there. I'll be there all day. Who knows what we're going to do? I may be talking about the games on that little chat thing live. I don't know. So we'll just, like Tony said, it just takes a life of its own. And what that really means when he says that is, it really dictates what you guys end up wanting or what works or what feels good. So, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody. And have a great day. Let's do some winning. I mean, seems like a no-brainer. Just buy Mindy's picks or go with the Team Steam. You guys, Team Steam, Mindy, and I. Thanks, everybody. Great show. Great job, Mindy. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.